Yo, what's up? Basically, I got exam week coming up here, so I know during the week I'm gonna have no time to work on videos at all until spring break, so I'm going to try to squeeze in this little thing that I've been meaning to do for a long time, and hopefully that will go to plan. If you are watching this either by Monday or maybe even Sunday, then it clearly went to plan. If you're watching it later after that time, then it clearly did not go to plan. The point of this is meant to mainly just be a new tutorial for making a data select screen, since the original tutorial is over an hour long because I simply did not really know what I was doing. That tutorial still works, like the code in there that I made, it works, you can follow that, but the point of this is really to just be an easier, faster tutorial. The code I'm gonna make is overall the same, just very, very slight differences, but really it's overall the same code I'm gonna make. So we're not wasting time, so let's just get into it. So I'm just using the Sonic.EXE application that I have from the Sonic.exe tutorial series. Basically, let's start off by making a new frame. So I think yeah, okay, here's what we'll do. Just uh am I like retarded? Where's new frame? There it is. Just do like new data select, something like that. And we need a few things. First off, if you have this framework, I recommend taking all these objects and that one and putting them all inside of your new frame, so that way the frame can work well with the code for all the window stuff. Actually, I think there's not. Okay, we're fine. I thought there was like code for the window frame or something, but no, that's in this one right here. Basically, we're gonna need this sprite. I'm still gonna use this sprite sheet that I had in the original. This just has all the data select sprites except Dead Eggman for some reason. It doesn't have that one. I'll link this in the description so you can get it. For my sake, am going to just copy it over here, but if you download it, then you go up to the import button and then you find it in your files and basically import it and you'll be good. First thing, let's knock out the sky. So we are going to do an infinite scrolling effect with the sky, so you can simply copy that, drag that off to the side. Let's get a new active object just like that. You could do this with the parallaxer as well, but I'm not going to show that today. We'll basically do this, get that transparency color out of here, crop this down completely, set the viewpoint to the middle. I don't think we have to do anything here. I'll just set that to loop just in case. Did I press cancel? No, I think we're fine. Okay. Gonna set this to just started speedway, bad future background. Yeah, because that's what this is. On the frame here, I set the background color to be this color, just like that, so that way the bottom of it blends in like that, because this sprite is actually not really big enough to cover the entire frame. So we have this right here. I guess one layer for now is fine. We'll make a clone, right? Yeah, we'll make a clone like that. We'll have 1 and 2 here. Let's drag this one to not x of 0. Just gotta get this to line up with the frame, just like that, and then bring this over here, get this to line up with it as well. Yeah, okay. So I should have done this before I cloned it. Oh well. We want to set up a movement. We want to do bouncing ball movement, change direction to be that direction. Speed, I forgot what I set it to. Let me double check real quickly. 5. Okay, so that's the speed. That's probably the closest we're gonna get. Did I just set it to that in here? I did. Okay, speed 5. So if I start this, if I run it, okay, this one moves. This one doesn't move, obviously, because we haven't set it up in this one. So quickly do that, bouncing ball, just like that. And now both of them will scroll. Well, never mind. I forgot to do this. Okay, now both of them will scroll, just like this. No issue, but obviously over time, as this keeps scrolling, it eventually does that. So basically, we want to create an infinite scrolling effect to where when this one gets to the position of this, then they both teleport back, and because they're the same sprites, you're not going to really see the transformation happen. So first off, note the X position of this 160. That's actually an easy number to remember, and X position of this 480. That's actually also an easy number to remember. That's cool. Uh, Basically code here. So first thing, we'll do a comment to sort these out. Infinite scrolling sky. So we'll do when background 2, its X position gets lower or equal to 160, then we want to teleport both these back. So the first one here will just be teleported back to 160, and then we'll drag this over just to copy it, and this one will be back to it was 480, I think, right? Yeah. Okay, that should do the trick. I think that's all it is. Just wait here, let it play through. If it's okay, well, clearly it did not work unless, oh no, it did work. It's the size of the sprites that are screwing this up. So basically we'll just make a third one. So clone this, make sure that's 2 columns just like that. So that's background 3. It should have the same movement. Note X position 800. Gosh, these are nice. They're all like nice multiples of 5. Okay, so we have that now. So basically still when this one, oh yeah, okay, when this one gets to here, then all that, except we'll drag this over and set this back to 800, and I believe that should work. It did teleport properly before, but it's just because the sprites are not as big as the screen. You could see it come in, so I guess let it play through for a little bit, and just if nothing happens, if it seems like it's infinitely scrolling, then clearly it works. So I'm just gonna let this play through for a little bit. Alright, it clearly works. So, next step, let's get the save files in here, I guess. So, we'll grab this sprite right here. We'll make a new layer so that way these can be on a layer above. We get an active object yet again. New, paste it in here, set transparency color to blue, crop this down, put that in the center. That should be good for that. I think something I did in this data select, I put it at the bottom here, but I think the text is supposed to be at the top, so I'm gonna actually do that properly this time. So I say, yeah, here, let's get like a nice Y position that looks good. 130, yeah, 130 looks fine. Let's just do a file 1, and then let's actually, yeah, no, okay, yeah, you can see how well I planned this out. Let's get the static next, so we just get all of that got caught in there. Oh well. We'll make a new active here, just like that, and get that, and then what we'll do is we'll copy this, and then get this one here, crop that down completely, center that properly, and then my little trick with animations, copy that, and then get the next frame at like, okay, we'll try to properly select it, just like that, paste it, no, and then get it in there, copy that, and then get the third frame. Yeah, you can see how much I'm really rushing this. Yeah, okay, so that's playing properly. So then final frame, just get this like that, paste it in there, and that is the animation right there. So we want to set loop and play. That is pretty much good enough. I think all of these should be centered. Yep, okay. All right, here's our static, and the static doesn't really have too much of a purpose. It just kind of sits there and plays. For the files, let's clone. So we'll do 3. Oh, okay, I forgot to change that to 1. So clone object, 1 row, 3 columns. These, let's see, how far away is this from the frame? That's 60. So how big is this frame? That it is 427. 427 minus 60. We need a calculator. We got 427 minus 60. Then that should be at 360. Yeah, 367. Oh, did I? Okay, nope, we're fine. 367, and then we got 427 divided by 2, that's 213.5. That's fine. So we'll just do 213, and that's probably the closest. Well, I guess what I can do is you can do align in frame, horizontal center, and it's gonna get it the best it can get it. So now we have our little save files here. Let's go get the data select text. So it's hard to see when it's transparent, but it's right here at the very top. So you can just copy that. And I think my phone is vibrating, so if you can hear it, then please excuse that. Yeah, okay, so there it is right there. We'll just clear that, crop that, center that, bring it down here. You can choose a Y position, but in here you can do horizontal center, but kind of pick your Y position that you prefer. Since the static doesn't do much, one little effect, I guess, I want to add a slight transparency, so I'll do 50. Actually, no, let's do 100. Just a ever so slight transparency. Let's zoom in here, and let's center this properly. Because these are not going to do much, we can copy and paste these. The reason you can't just copy and paste stuff all the time is because if you copy and paste something, then all of their values are linked. So all these are static, so if I change one value in this one, it's going to change it for the rest of these. But since they aren't going to do anything, that's fine. They can just sit there like that. Let's get the characters now. Yep, Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, they're all right here. The dead Eggman sprite is not in here for some reason. I don't know why. This sprite sheet is old as time. Maybe they just didn't have access to it. So let's get active right here. New, paste them in there. Transparency color, copy that, and then let's little crop Tails down right here, and then what I'll do is just clone this not 23 times. Well, okay, that's not what I wanted either. Clone that 1, 3, here we go. So then in Tails, we'll delete that since we don't need it. In here, we will change it to Knuckles. Right there, get him in there. That's not it. Where is it? Crop down, center. There we go. And then in here, we will go get Eggman. So copy, paste. I'm moving very fast. I guess I should have mentioned at the beginning this tutorial will not be intended for beginners. Just because I'm kind of assuming you know most stuff already and you're just trying to make a data select screen. So now we have them. I guess to make it easier, let's name them all. Tails, Knuckles, Eggman. Alright. Yeah, we can just have them on here. So say take the X of this, like if I try to set this to 60, yeah, I guess that's pretty centered in there, so that can be 213, except I gotta bring it down here. Yeah, you gotta choose your own Y position, so I guess try to center it in this small little area the best you can, and that is probably the best you're gonna get. Let's see, what's his Y? 160. Okay, we'll just do 160 as a Y position then. So we'll do 160, and then what was it right here? 367. So 367. And they should be centered in there properly. Clearly not. I think I know what happened. I forgot to, there we go. I forgot to delete it in there, so the animation tried to play. There we go. There, they all look like they're having fun, just like me. The lock sprite is here. If you want to put the lock on your characters here, let's say hidden active here, paste the lock. Transparency color, get that out of there. Center, it's a very small sprite, very simple. Here, let's rename it lock, just like that. Let's say Tails is unlocked, but then of course like Knuckles is locked, so we can copy and paste this just because it doesn't really have much purpose unless you're coding in to like make some disappear, I guess. You can clone it if you want, but I'm just copying it for this case. Alright, so now we have a little setup right here. It's basically all created here. Knuckles is locked, Eggman's locked, and Tails is unlocked, but we need to make this like playable and selectable and movable. So we have the sprite right here for selecting files. So we'll copy that, and we will not an active backdrop, an active right there, and paste that, and then get rid of that background, crop it down just like that. How am I doing on time? I'm doing, compared to most videos, I'm doing good on time. We'll name this selection, and we'll drop it right here. The Y position isn't gonna change, so I guess it's not gonna, this is the best it's gonna fit, so I guess try to center it inside the selection the best you can. So there we go. I think this can use the same yeah, I can use the same X position, so it's set to 60 right now. Basically, here's what we will do. We will, inside of this sprite, just to make it easier, we will set up an altable value for, we'll put in pose for position, and we'll have the value being like either 1, 2, or 3. So we'll set it to 1 by default. 1 will be right here on Tails, 2 will be on Knuckles, and 3 will be on Eggman. So now let's let's add a new comment. Let's say selection. So now what we want to do in here, check for altable value. If pose is equal to 1, set the X position of this to be 60 over there, and then then we'll copy it 2 times, and then if it set it to be equal to 2, and then 3. So if this is equal to 2, so it's in the middle, we'll do 213. And then if it's equal to there, it was 367 right there. So obviously that's gonna stay over here. Oh, one more thing I guess I forgot to do with the sprite itself. If you want to have it like flash back and forth, you can copy this and then delete that. Something got messed up with the, there we go. So you can have this so it flashes, and then loop it, of course. Maybe lower the speed a little bit. Let's see. I think, I can't remember how fast it goes in the original one. That looks good enough to me. So if we run it, yeah, it looks close enough to me. So now we need to code in the arrow keys. So basically, we have all that set. So now let's get keyboard. Upon pressing a key, let's do right arrow key. We want to go to altable values. We will add a value. So we'll add 1 to the value. Let's just copy this and then change it to left arrow. We actually have to delete that and then go back in here, subtract from. We'll subtract 1 from the position. So now, as you can see, I can use the arrow keys to change the position of this, but the problem is, because it will subtract at any time, if I press this like while we're over here, if I press the left arrow key 1, 2, 3, and then I try to press the right arrow key, I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 to finally get back over there. So basically, to stop that, we can drag this down here and change it to be if the value is getting, if it gets lower or equal to 0, meaning you press the left arrow key while it's over at the furthest left selection, we will set it to 1 to keep it locked over there. And then basically same thing on the other side. If it gets greater or equal to 4, then we will set it back to 3. So now when we run this, see, it'll move normally, of course, but if I'm over here and I'm spamming the left arrow key, I can press right and it'll immediately go over there. Same with here, if I'm spamming right arrow key and I press left, it immediately goes. So now you have the selection being able to move around and choose stuff. So now we want to make it where you press enter and it'll move on. So first thing we'll do, of course, key, enter key. So upon pressing enter, let's say if you press it with 1, so when upon pressing enter, position equals 1, so you choose Tails, in our case, he will be unlocked. So you can basically have that go under here, jump to frame, and you can move on to your frame. But if you wanted to recreate the effect that the original Sonic.EXE has, where it freezes for a second and then moves on, basically what you can do is fire an event right here. Let's say like after, I think it was like it lasts 2 seconds, it stays frozen. We'll just change this to go. You got put in a timed event. You have to name the event something. You can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it go. And then in here on event, you must put in the exact same text right there. So after 2 seconds, we'll go. And then on go, it would jump to the next frame, I guess. Well, not really. So upon pressing enter, to kind of create the effect of freezing it, what you can do is under animation here, not really anything moves around in here, so it's easy to pull off. We can stop animation, and I guess on the static, stop animation, and then on the backgrounds here, wait, did I do? Yeah, stop animation, but then stop movement on these backgrounds. So that way, I think right here, you press it, everything freezes to look like it's frozen in place. Let's say after go, you wait 2 seconds, and then it plays Sonic.EXE's laugh. So I think his laugh is in here somewhere. Hard laugh. That's a different type of laugh. No, Sonic.EXE laugh. There we go. Okay. So it plays that. I guess something else we can do, make a new frame. In this new frame, we'll just get an active right here. On this active, we will make it pure black. Just like that. If it doesn't work, if pure black doesn't work, make sure the transparency color isn't set to pure black, because sometimes that can happen. So just make it pure black right there. Make sure it's on layer 3, and then make it big enough to cover this, so that, and then uncheck visible start, so that way it's not visible to start. And on go, we will under visibility make it reappear, and then on go we will fire another event. We can say go to, maybe change it to be 3 seconds. Say we'll copy that, just make it easier, change this to go to, and then here we will jump to frame and then jump to your frame. So let's say where'd the title screen? I guess we can do the title screen here. So jump to Sonic 1 title screen. I guess there's another thing I forgot to do to get the music to play. You can do start a frame up here, and then play in loop sample since it's music, and find it. It was a data select right there. Do 0 for a continuous loop. So that plays, and then when we press enter, we want it to stop. What you could do is stop any sample playing, since that's the only sample playing. You could just do that to make it easier. So plays that. We can do stuff. So we can't press enter on Eggman and Knuckles because we set it to a different one. So we press it here, it freezes. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna extend this to 3 seconds. That happened a little fast. Let's see how this looks. Press it. Yeah, okay. So that's basically it. There's, of course, so many. I mean, one more thing, I guess. If we can do press enter, and if position is different than 1, so if it's not on tails, if it's on anything but tails, then we can play a sound of like a like an error sound, or like a no sound, or like whatever the sound is in Sonic where it's basically the decline sound, where it's like, no, you can't come in. Just put like die, sound like that. So if you try to do it over here, just anything there. I guess if you do actually have the error sound and you want it to stop from well, no, never mind, it doesn't actually have any issues. That is pretty much the most basic Sonic.exe data select in 27 minutes with some cuts, I'm sure. There's lots of other effects you can do in here. This is just showing how to make the basic part of it, and then you just add all the effects you want. So that is basically it. That's everything. That is a remake of the Sonic.exe data select screen tutorial that was probably very much needed. That's it from me. Hopefully this video can somewhat revive the channel while I go through exams. And God bless y'all, and I'll see you next tutorial. Goodbye.